What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in. It's 1TS Daily live here at One True Sports. How's it going? It's Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. I'm your host, Zack Heydorn from Brass Ring Media and SI. Super pumped to be here and glad you are here with me. It's 1TS Daily. We're here to talk the news of the day in pro wrestling and wrestling stuff all around the world. We got a big show. We got AEW Dynamite tonight, NXT last night, some fun news and nuggets to break down and analyze, and most importantly, get all your questions, get all your comments, and all your topics that you may or may not want to talk about. Let's have a blast here for the next 25, 30 minutes or thereabouts. Quickly, if you're listening and watching on YouTube, hello. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Do me a favor and like the video if you can. It helps us out. It helps us grow. Helps us grow this show. Helps us grow the brand. And, we certainly want to do that to get in front of more wrestling fans. And you can help. You can help with that by just hitting that like button. So thank you in advance for that. If you're watching on Twitter X, thank you for doing that as well. Appreciate you being here. You can like as well in a different way. Of course, it's that thumbs up button right there. So please do that. Helps us there too. Thanks in advance. I have the live chat open and I've got super chats open. Super chats, if you are able and willing to make a contribution to the show, you can do that with the super chat. It helps us out and also guarantees that you get your question or your comment read live on the air here. And like I said, that's the best part of this show. Like we are over 100 episodes now. And without a question, the best part is interacting with you guys, taking your questions, taking your comments and topics and running with them. And so do that. Do that. Drop a super chat if you can. If you can't, I also have the live chat wide open. You can do it there too. So if you want to drive the ship here a little bit and ask a question about something you want covered today, put it in there in the live chat, and we'll get to it. Show them no mercies in the chat. Scared? No mercy? What do you mean? She says, I'm scared. What's going on here? Well, don't be scared. It's just 1TS Daily. 1TS Daily live here at One True Sport. That's it. That's what we do. Every day, 11 a.m. Eastern or thereabouts, we are here live on the One True Sport YouTube channel. So nothing to be scared of. Nothing to be scared of. All part of your wrestling day. All part of your wrestling day. All right, let's get down to some business. What did everybody think of NXT yesterday? I thought it was a pretty good show, and I thought it was a pretty interesting show from the perspective of like who shined and who didn't. Not that nobody did, but the women in NXT are just killing it right now. I mean, that brand is just stocked with talent in the women's division, and yesterday's show very much highlighted that in my eyes. I mean. And I think you have a situation in NXT where the women's division is outclassing the men's division at this point in terms of talent that's over, in terms of talent that is just good in the ring, and also in terms of talent that's there that still needs to get developed more. I think there's more. You see more potential in some of the women wrestlers in NXT, I think, than you do on the men's side of things. And again, last night's NXT was just a perfect example of that, because you had women's matches all up and down that show. And they all delivered. And it wasn't just the Julias of the world or the Stephanie Vicurs of the world, those women who are going to have good matches, but it was others. It was other women from the NXT system stepping up and having some really good matches. And I just think it's a real interesting time for that brand, because like I said, you're going to need top women on the main roster soon. Reports coming out on Friday. PW Insider, PW Torch reporting that both SmackDown and Raw in the new year 2025 are going to be 3 hours long. Well, hey, you're gonna need talent for that. You're gonna need talent for that. Right now, that's 2 hours more per week of main roster programming that you have to program if you're Paul Levesque. And so you're sitting there and you're like, whoa, we have all this women's division talent. Let's get them up. Let's get them up to the main roster. And so you have to feel good when you are Paul Levesque and you see that on a Tuesday night. You're in good shape. You're in good shape. So I thought that was a really important part of the show that stood out in a big way. But let's get to some results here and walk through the show a little bit. Thanks to PW Torch, Nate Lindbergh, for the report that I'm using here to drive the ship. The show opened with one of the women's matches that I'm talking about here: Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend against Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. Julia and Stephanie Vaquer won this match, and did so in just about 11 minutes. And this was a good match. I thought, look, Vaquer and Julia are the cream of the crop when it comes to women's wrestlers on the brand, but they're so good that they've made Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. They carried them to a good match, and that's just as valuable as being able to have good matches on your own. Can you elevate other folks that you're in the ring with? They did, and more and more they articulate just how important they are. Both women, it appears, are going to be, both Julia and Stephanie Vaquer will have an opportunity, it appears, to join the Women's Irish Survivor Challenge match at NXT Deadline. So they played that up this week on the show, and you had both women who are partners kind of shake hands and say, hey, it's all good. We're both going to try to get in that match and win that match. That, I think, that's totally the way to do it. We don't need any kind of heel turns from these guys yet. Soon we will, but not yet. I'll need some caffeine here. Starbucks has the Christmas cups back. I always like the Christmas cups. And Starbucks, if you're out there listening and watching, here you go. Endorsement every day. Every day here on 1TS Daily, we're drinking Starbucks. So there you go. Remember that, Starbucks, when you're looking for people to sponsor. We need you. Christmas cups are back. Thumbs up. All right, from there, Sol Ruca versus Cora Jade in an Iron Survivor match qualifier. Winner of this going on and wrestling in that match. Sol Ruca wins with Soul Snatcher, and she moves on. We debated this yesterday. Whether or not, like, who's going to win this match, because it seems that, like, both Cora Jade and Sol Ruca are going to need to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge, right? Sol Ruca wins here. I reiterate, I would not be shocked if you see Cora Jade in this match, thanks to a last chance type match that they do in WWE sometimes. So I would not rule out her being in that. But Sol Ruca's in this, and she's one of those talents that I'm talking about, like at the top of the show, talking about the depth of the women's division. There is a lot of talent there. And you look at her work, a year ago, she's leaps and bounds better than she was when she started. And she's going to be a valuable piece of the puzzle too. Not necessarily in the same way as like a Julia or a Stephanie Vaquer, but maybe, she's got a great look. She's athletic. She's got a great finisher. Her character, is coming into its own. So, I like where they're at with Sol Ruca. All right, then we had a men's Iron Survivor qualifier. Wesley against Cedric Alexander. Of course, you had Wesley win this. This was probably the match of the night in terms of just pure action in the ring. I like Wesley a lot lately. I think the heel turn has brought out the kind of another side of his personality, and that you get to see that on display, which is cool. And he's more than just a sympathetic babyface who can make comebacks. Like he's he's actually got some depth to his personality, and that's always better for a wrestling character. I'm reading the live chat here, and Andrew says, I drink way too much coffee to be a Starbucks guy. Hey, I get that, man. Starbucks has me over a barrel. You know, they're not cheap, of course, but they're right next to the old office. Real easy. Wherever I look, they're there. At the day job, when I'm working from home, easy to take the dog up there and walk up to there and get some coffee. Like, whew, too easy. Darn you, Starbucks. Thanks, Andrew. Glad you're here. Glad you're here joining us live, man. Appreciate it. All right, then we had a big talking segment. Trick Williams addressing Ridge Holland and giving some juice to that. Andre Chase also got involved and declared that he's not done with Ridge Holland yet either. So lots of baby faces lining up to face Ridge Holland. This segment ends with a number one contendership being a number one contender match being set up. Andre Chase, Ridge Holland, winner takes on Trick Williams. And the stipulation is if Chase loses, Chase U must disband. Interesting. There's always something going on. There's always some drama with Chase U. Always, no matter what it is, no matter what's going on, there's always drama there. I'm always into the Chase U drama. It's like my guilty pleasure as a wrestling fan. Chase U plays. So we'll see. But yes, so next week we will have Andre Chase against Ridge Holland, the winner, taking on Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. It makes sense that Ridge Holland would win this match. I can't see them doing, Andre Chase versus Trick in a singles match for the title. I guess you could find your way to a triple threat match here, but blah, nobody wants that. I mean, just this, it's just hard to see Chase U disbanding unless they're going to disband and go to the main roster. But the match that they need to do here is Ridge Holland against Trick Williams. That's the match. I mean, that Trick and Ridge have the history now. Ridge Holland has been a guy that, really, they've been building him up for a while. Like, it's hard to say that because he's not very hot, but he's got the book behind him for quite some time, and he's been getting TV time. This storyline has gone on for a while, so it makes sense to just finish that. So I hope they just go with Trick Williams versus Ridge Holland here and make it and just make it easy. All right, Adriana Rizzo, Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons won this match and continues to get pushed here. So another talent who's on the come up, but one that I think is kind of below some of the other top talent. But again, if Nikita Lyons is like your low-level prospect right now, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right, then we had Lexis King versus Javon Evans in an Iron Survivor qualifier. Javon Evans won this match. No surprise there. And then the main event, Fallon Henley versus Kalani Jordan for the NXT North American Championship. Fallon Henley wins this to retain her title, thanks to the help of Fatal Attraction. Got involved and cost Kalani Jordan the match here. But that wasn't all. That was the main event. But at the end of the show, there was a major tag team brawl, like brawls with all the tag teams. I don't know what to make of this. The brawl was fine, right? But can you name who the tag team champions are in NXT? It's just, come on, do something with these. This is going to be another multiple person or multiple team match, and just blah blah blah. Get some feuds going. Come on, you can do better than that, HBK. But yeah, that's how the show ended. So that's NXT. I like this show a lot. Obviously there's pieces that I don't like. We went through that, but if you're not watching NXT, I think it's worth the watch. I mean, look, everybody only has so many hours in the day. I get that. But I think it's a fun brand and an easy 2 hours to kind of breeze through. So it gets my stamp of approval and endorsement right now as a wrestling show that you should be watching. Cool. All right. Matthew's in the live chat. Just got to just point that out real quick here. Matthew says, let's go. What's up, Matthew? Thanks so much for being here, man. Appreciate it. Always good to see you in the chat here and always good to have you join the show live. So thank you. Hopefully you're enjoying your day, your morning, and enjoying the show. Okay. All right. That's NXT. Tonight, though, we've got AEW Dynamite, and there's quite a bit on this show, and it's like it makes me wonder, like, how are they going to fit all this in 2 hours? But they will, and I fully expect the show tonight to be very good if everything fits together. The big hook of the night, and we'll get into the card here in a minute, is Jon Moxley is going to seize the Superstation. Whatever the heck that means. Come on. Seize the Superstation on TBS. That's the story. I don't know, guys. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what, why? He's not going to seize the Superstation. We know this. Like, what are we trying to pull here? If you're Tony Khan, if you're AEW, how about Mox is going to be in the ring cutting a promo about Full Gear? I mean, come on. I just can't stand like the over the top, seizes TBS on AEW Dynamite. It's like, you can't deliver that. So unless Moxley like shows up to the offices of TBS and just starts fighting people there, like, what? I mean, how do you pull this off? It's such a silly gimmick to try to get people to watch. But my assumption is that most people had the reaction that I had, which is just, okay, he's going to cut a promo. That's it. You don't want to sell your product like that if you're AEW. Tell people what's going to happen. Don't try to over-dramatize what's going to happen when you can't pull it off. Seizes TBS. Come on. No, we know that's not going to happen. But I am interested to hear what Jon Moxley has to say in his promo that he's going to cut in the ring, just like every other week on AEW Dynamite. They got a big Full Gear match coming up in a couple weeks. And so, you got to look for Moxley to give some heat to this. And I hope that we can get more context around this new Moxley character and the new Moxley mission and vision. There's still holes to be filled with that. And, as long as he's not out there like talking in long soliloquies that really don't mean anything, and he's teetered on the edge of that, like occasionally, then I think, they still have something here. But, he's got to start putting context around why this is happening. So I'm excited to see what he does. I mean, Jon Moxley in the middle of the ring with a microphone is pretty much can't miss programming. So this is good. Just enough of the silly gimmick promotion taking over, seizes TBS and the Superstation. Come on. All right. Also on the show, we're going to have a promo segment with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is going to speak for the first time since returning last week. Look out, Kyle Fletcher. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get to a match here finally after weeks of kind of Fletcher running Ospreay down. It's time to book the match, and I think we're going to get that here, and rightfully so. This is going to be a good one, and Ospreay, look, he's been really good on the microphone, so I fully expect him to hit a home run with this promo. The match card is as follows, and it is a big one. Britt Baker makes her return to AEW, and she will face Penelope Ford. Roderick Strong will face Lance Archer. Roderick is still attempting to get his 3 victories so he can take on MJF at Full Gear, for whatever the reason that is. Leo Rush will face Swerve Strickland. Jay White and Juice Robinson will face Christian Cage and Hangman Page. FTR will face the House of Black in a Full Gear tag team title match qualifier, and then Adam Cole will wrestle Konosuke Takeshita, and he's looking for his final win as well to get his shot at MJF. So there's a lot of good matches on this show. Everyone's going to be looking at Cole versus Takeshita. And I think that match, like, look, from like an in-ring perspective, like 2 years ago, you're looking at that match going, whoa, this is going to be epic. And it still has that potential, but boy, I don't know, like something's off with Adam Cole lately. and it's clear he's got something going on. And I don't know what kind of match he can deliver here. I hope they kill it. I hope they get a big, they get a lot of time. I hope they get an opportunity to have a really good match. Cole needs that. He needs that. And I think he needs the win. I think he's going to get it here, obviously, to so that he can go on and face MJF at Full Gear. The Roderick Strong piece of this Full Gear puzzle is just so goofy at this point in time. He's facing Lance Archer, and I would just have Lance Archer win. They're working to build up the Don Callis family. Let him win. Put this whole Roderick Strong thing to bed. Doesn't make sense for him to be involved in this MJF thing. The feud's always been Adam Cole versus MJF. Just get there and do the match. All this cutesy stuff is just nauseating sometimes. Just get there and do it. Sean's in the chat here and says, what's up, guys? I still think Adam Cole wins tonight, even though that would be the wrong move. I don't think that match should be happening right now, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, like, unless you're going to have some kind of, like, Ricochet get involved, to like, further their feud with his feud with Don Callis and Takeshita. Like, maybe that's how they get to it, and that's how they protect Takeshita a little bit. But yeah, Takeshita just should not be doing, like, clean jobs here at this point. And he's the international champion, right? And he's going to job out to Adam Cole in a non-title match. Like, yeah, I got issues with that. So Sean, I think they're going to have some sort of protection built in here. But you got to question, why do this match? And I would think they've got some way to protect. What am I trying to say here? Protect Takeshita. No way he's taking a clean loss. Absolutely no way. Sean also agrees here. Yes, Archer should win for sure. Yes, he should. You heard it here first from Sean and from me. There you go. So Britt Baker is going to return. And I mean, look, what do you say about Britt Baker? She's here. She's gone. She's here. She's gone. She's back again now. And as weird as it is to say, could it be that she just doesn't really have a solid footing in AEW right now in terms of like a spot? I don't know that she does have a spot. She hasn't reinvented herself. She hasn't been around very often. She's not the best wrestler in the world. She's not the best promo in the world. And it's almost like the division has kind of moved on without her in her absence, which is kind of a sad reality, if you're her. But you always have to be evolving. You always have to be stepping up your game. And it's like we kind of get the same old Britt Baker thing over and over and over again. And I hope, and I think she still has value to, like, I think she has value to the company, but you gotta want to be a part of things. And it seems to me that she just thinks she should be. And there's just too much talent on that roster to have that type of attitude. And so I hope this is the start of something. There's still big matches you can do, with her, on the show. You can do Britt Baker against Mariah May. I mean, that could be a big, long feud if you want it to be. Jamie Hayter is still there for Britt Baker. You can go back to Mercedes Moné if you want. So there's a lot you can do there, but she's got to prove that she's willing and worth like investing in terms of time. And she just hasn't. I don't think she's shown that enough yet. So here we'll see what happens here. So there you go. That's the show. That's the show tonight. We'll take a look at it and we will review it tomorrow right here at 1TS Daily, and that will be a blast. Again, it's a big night. I mean, they have a lot to jam in here. Andrew in the live chat says 45-minute overrun, right? I mean, it's a big show. It's a heavy show. There's a lot on it. So, yeah, I they have a lot to do, a lot to shove in there. So yeah, thanks, Andrew. I love it. Please don't have a 45 overrun, Tony Khan. Please. Going back to NXT here for a minute. The boss has a comment and says Chase University and the D'Angelo family won't last on the main roster. They carried NXT long enough. I do think Tony, Duke, and Chase can have decent runs. Riley and Thea need more time. Same thing with Stacks and company. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, and that's the problem. That's the problem. If you're Andre Chase and you're Tony D'Angelo right now, you're ready to move up to the main roster. Like, you've done all you can do in NXT, really. Especially because Andre Chase isn't going to have a world title run or anything like that. Neither is Tony D'Angelo. But yeah, like those gimmicks, like the mob boss family and the university, right? The fake university. I mean, is Seth Rollins going to sell for that? Is Cody Rhodes going to sell for that? Like, even the mid-card guys, like, is Damian Priest going to sell for like a mob boss? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to fit on the main roster, if you ask me. So I wonder about that too. It can work being tucked away in NXT and, you can do your little thing there. But once you get to SmackDown and Raw, it's like you got tip-top stars there. And, are they going to want to sell for a fake university? I don't know. I don't think so. It just doesn't seem like it fits. So we'll see. But I agree with you, boss. Makes a lot of sense. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We will wrap up. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm Zack Heydorn. You can check out more of my work at Brass Ring Media. We're live on our YouTube channel all throughout the week. We just did one of our flagship shows last night live. You can check that out. Subscribe for free on YouTube. Just search Brass Ring Media YouTube and that will come up. We also run all of our live shows as audio podcasts. So you can download our live shows as a podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. Just search Brass Ring Media. We also have a Substack newsletter that we update every single day. Today I'll be updated with a full kind of NXT review, so you can check that out a little bit later. Totally free, Brass Ring Media Substack. Cool. Thanks so much. Thanks to Sean. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to everybody else, boss, and everybody else who joined in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow, live right here at 11 Eastern for 1TS Daily. I'm Zack Heydorn for One True Sport. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.